Hey there, Scott here. Welcome to video number 3 on I'm making a canoe. If you didn't see the previous video on milling the cedar strips, encourage you to check that out. It's a pretty cool process, very repetitive, but once I had the setup right, it went pretty quickly. So again, using plans from Bear Mountain Boats. Page 2 is the mold station layout. So this is just a matter of using the supplied transfer paper and copying from 0 through 6 and then the stem stations as well onto 1/2-inch plywood, cut that out. So what I'm going to do is to make them store easier in the future, instead of making one piece for each mold, I'm going to make them in half. So I'll actually, a lot of these get 2 full station molds, so I'll just cut 4 pieces at the same time on the bandsaw once I break down the plywood further. If you're watching this in the future, this is 2021. Building material is extremely high, so thankfully I had a good friend that works next to a place that does industrial equipment, gets in pallets with plywood, so he has snagged me a couple sheets of 1/2-inch plywood that's nice and straight and flat, so that's what I'm going to use to cut a little cost. And that will conclude what this video covers. So I hope you enjoy. I started by cutting the plywood down to various widths based on the width of each station mold, and had 4 for many of these and 2 for a few others. Now that I had each of the pieces of plywood cut to rough length and width, I could use the supplied trace paper, which I don't think I've used that since elementary school, but trace out each of the station molds one piece at a time and repeat until I have done 1 copy for each of the molds. Now that I had half of each station mold traced on one of the pieces of plywood, I attached it to the other pieces for those corresponding molds, so that when I run through the bandsaw, I only have to make one cut and they will all have the same exact measurements. I could now run each set of station molds through the bandsaw, cutting just proud of the line. And I'll come back and clean that up later on the oscillating seam. With all the cutting complete on the bandsaw, I went back to the table saw and ripped some strips that will be used for attaching the two halves of the station molds together. Then jumped on the miter saw and cut these down to a shorter length. Using some 1-inch drywall screws, I took this support piece and attached both halves, so I now have a complete mold. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for new video notifications, like, comment, and share. There's also a link below to any tools or products used during this video.